These stories and more coming up in the next 60 minutes. Do stay with us. Now let's begin with the first gentleman of the land, President Akufo-Addo, where he has charged the Cyber Security Authority and all stakeholders in the sector to do everything within their mandate to ensure Ghana's digital future is secured, noting that it is very vital as a country.
Of the Cyber Security Awards night is to recognize key individuals and institutions that have played significant roles in laying the foundational framework for cybersecurity development in the country. It is also to highlight the contributions of partners who have contributed with the CSA to advance its mission through public-private partnerships, academic collaborations and others to form a strategic alliance that have been instrumental in its growth. In his address, President Akufo-Addo observed that the Cybersecurity Authority and its stakeholders have worked hard over the past 8 years to lift Ghana from its 32.6% ranking on the ITU Global Cybersecurity Index to its current 99.27% rank, placing the country among the world's Tier 1 role models. To this end, he urged the Cybersecurity Authority and all stakeholders not to relent in their efforts to secure the nation's digital future. The Minister of Communications and Digitalization, Esla Owusu-Ekufo, in his statement noted that one of the crucial components of Ghana's cybersecurity framework is the licensing and accreditation initiatives led by the Cybersecurity Authority. The initiatives, the minister said, are designed to streamline cybersecurity work and ensure that Ghana has qualified professionals and organizations dedicated to protecting its digital infrastructure.
We've achieved much success with very limited resources, and I urge you to keep up the good work. As I've told you several times, the hard work is not in attaining a Tier 1 status, but in maintaining the Tier 1 status. So work to ensure that you stay there and you don't retrogress. To all the consultants who've brought on board expert advice, and to the seconded staff who left the comfort of their offices to join the CSA temporarily and provide the support that they needed to achieve such a crucial mandate, I say ayeko. To those who are still at the CSA and those who have left, I say thank you. Your work has not gone unnoticed. Incidentally, the more the CSA excels, the more its staff gets poached by other public and private sector establishments.
The Director General of the Cybersecurity Authority, Dr. Albert Ntwubu-Esiakun, on his part, attributed the success of the authority in securing Ghana's cybersecurity space to the bipartisan support that it has enjoyed from the 7th to 8th Parliament of the Republic. He therefore commended both the 7th and 8th Parliament for the support received from both sides of the House over the years.
Tonight is particularly special as it marks the beginning of what we hope will become an enduring tradition of recognition and inspiration for our nation's cybersecurity development. On behalf of the CSA, I would like to extend our deepest appreciation to our special guest of honor tonight, Mr. President, whose vision and leadership has brought an enviable recognition to our country as a model nation, a nation that other countries, particularly from the global south, look up to guide their cybersecurity journey. I wish to congratulate the Honorable Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Mrs. Esla Owusu-Ekufo, whose policy direction and strategic guidance in conveying the President's vision has transformed Ghana's cybersecurity landscape. Madam Minister, I remember very well when the President directed your ministry to lead Ghana's cybersecurity development. That was in July 2017, exactly the same time I was appointed to assist and execute the President's vision. At the time, the President directed the then Ministry of Communications to lead our country's cybersecurity development.
Away from cyber security, let's now shift our attention to some incidents that happened over the weekend, where yet to be identified armed men flew with sacks of money in daylight robbery at Adorkor market in Accra. The incident occurred on Saturday morning, leaving residents in shock as they watch helplessly. Yet to be identified armed men flee with sacks of money in daylight robbery at Adorkor market in Accra. The incident occurred on Saturday morning, leaving residents in shock as they watched helplessly. They fired multiple warning shots to disperse bystanders and passerby as they ran for their lives. The robbers forcibly entered the Toyota vehicle and made away with large sacks of cash that were stored inside. Within minutes, they loaded their vehicle with sacks and bolted while firing gunshots. In a desperate attempt to distract onlookers and scare them away, they threw some money into the air. You're still watching News Hour here on TV Africa. We are also streaming live on Facebook at TV Africa Ghana. Now still to come tonight, Boko crisis. Gunmen attack student transport, burn vehicle and driver amidst tensions. Welcome back from that short breather. Let's now continue in some other stories where in a narrow incident, a passenger car transporting some students from Congo Senior High School in Namdam to Bolga was intercepted at gunpoint at around 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. According to reports, the students were forced to disembark and the vehicle was set ablaze along with the driver. The conflict has created a climate of fear and instability in the area. The Ghana Police has been notified and has launched an investigation into the incidents. Meanwhile, the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Churches GPCC has urged Ghanaians to act as instrument of peace rather than conflict as the country approaches the upcoming elections. The GPCC emphasized that peaceful coexistence is vital for the nation's stability and progress, urging citizens to engage in respectful dialogues and reject all forms of violence and divisive language before, during, and after the electoral process. The Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council GPCC held a peace campaign launch in Accra under the theme "Let Peace Prevail," focusing on promoting unity and non-violence ahead of the upcoming Ghanaian elections. The initiative was organized in collaboration with the Christian Council of Ghana, the National Association of Charismatic Christian Churches, and the Office of the Chief Imam, which aims to encourage citizens and political leaders to maintain a peaceful environment during the electoral process. The campaign includes commitments from political parties and independent candidates to prioritize peace. The vice presidential candidate for New Patriotic Party (NPP), Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, says the NPP has been and will remain peaceful before, during, and after the election.
We are willing and ready not only to speak about peace, but to sign a peace accord and ensure that as a government, if the laws don't work, others should work and give us peace. I, John Dramani Mahama, stand here today before you and before the Almighty God to reaffirm my commitment and that of the National Democratic Congress to uphold peace before, during, and after the upcoming elections on December 7, 2024.
Now, APC Hassan Ayariga committed his party to peace as well.
The APC and Hassan Ayariga, including my family and Ghanaians, will make sure that this country is peaceful before, during, and after elections.
Still at the peace campaign launch, the presidential candidate of the All People's Congress Party, Hassan Ayariga, has raised serious concern about ongoing conflict in Boko. Speaking at the launch of the National Peace Campaign, he urged government to take swift action to address the escalating conflicts, which has resulted in 21 deaths, emphasizing the need for peace to ensure a smooth 2024 pause.
Today I can't sleep because Boko is at war. My mother from the Mamprusi tribe, my father from the Kusasi tribe are fighting. As we speak now, as I speak to you now, gunshots everywhere. The city or the town is a ghost town now. And I'm a presidential candidate. I think I need more peace than all of you here. And I think I've seen war. Peace is expensive, but war is more expensive. As we sit here, look at my weight. I can't even run again. How can I carry my brother, my father, my uncle, my sister, or my children? Where am I going to run to? Burkina Faso is at war. We can't go there. Togo is not as peaceful as we think. The next neighboring country is the sea. I want government to sit up. The problem in Boko is escalating. I'm just coming from a funeral. I was there with the chief imam to bury 4 people from Accra who were shot and killed in Wale Wale, just traveling the stretch to Bolga. And people have mounted roadblocks, moving people out of their cars and killing them with impunity, shooting at them, burning them. One of my bodyguards is a victim. I just lost one of my bodyguards who was burned to ashes. So as we are here, this forum is not just for peace. It's a creating of awareness of something bigger than peace. That is why I'm here to tell you. The government needs to come out clearly. Because 4 weeks of elections, this is happening in Boko, it is happening in Wale Wale. It's coming slowly, it's migrating. Very soon, we cannot all sleep in our homes. Even the security in our homes will be running away.
Let's stay a bit longer in politics, where the National Democratic Congress, as part of its agenda for health, has unveiled a comprehensive plan to alleviate Ghana's healthcare sector by promoting tourism in its next government. This initiative aims to position Ghana as a leading destination for medical services in Africa and also attracting international patients and boosting the local economy. Speaking to journalists at the Maiden National Health Forum, the chairman for the party 2024 Manifesto Committee, Danso Boafo, called on all stakeholders, including other political parties, to help achieve this target. The National Democratic Congress (NDC) has revealed a bold plan to advance Ghana's healthcare sector by positioning the country as a prime destination for health tourism in Africa. The initiative, unveiled at the inaugural National Health Forum, aims to attract international patients seeking medical services, thereby enhancing the local economy. Chairman of the National Democratic Congress 2024 Manifesto Committee, Danso Boafo, outlines the party's vision to make Ghana a competitive medical hub, emphasizing that this approach could lead to significant job creation and increased revenue within the healthcare sector. He also urges collaboration from all stakeholders, including rival political parties, to help realize this vision. He stressed the potential for the initiative to bring sustainable development to Ghana's healthcare system, benefiting both locals and international visitors.
We should all examine ourselves. We are all politicians alone can do it. All of each and everyone to look at themselves. What is it that we are doing? First of all, what is it that we ought to be doing that will move the country forward? We can't continue to have the negatives. There's something positive about us. Let's work on the positives and move it forward. The NDC alone can do it. The NPP, political parties alone can do it. And you're all members of political parties. You have to turn around and blame political parties. Who comprise the political parties? All of them. That's my point. So, health is not just a matter of taking medication, nutrition, water resources, exercising, everything. But most of the time we sit and wait. We don't take care of ourselves. We don't be waiting the sick. And then we get into hospital because that's supposed to solve it. No. What is it that we are putting into our bodies? Are we exercising? Even our the state of our mind, somebody mentioned mental health. How do we get mental health? Lack of accommodation, lack of employment, lack of even relationships can create mental stability. As a nation, we need to address. But we are so much into curative healthcare. Big hospitals, how many hospital beds do we have? Rather than looking at ourselves and engaging in preventive healthcare.
Addressing the issue of brain drain in the health sector, the NDC parliamentary candidate for Langbusi Titus Bio says the next NDC government will provide good conditions of service to curb the situation.
It has always been the case that doctors outside are paid much more than here. Nurses outside are paid much more than in Ghana. But people were willing to stay because the cost of living here was not also the same as the cost of living out. So we are saying that when you bring something like this health tourism, it can actually help us reverse the brain drain and become what I call brain gain, because then people with expertise will come in here to perform these high-level procedures, surgeries, plastic surgeries, assisted reproduction techniques, all of them. High-level diagnostic services will all become available in this country, and they'll be appropriately priced so that people can get their money back. Investors can be able to get their money back. That can let people, initially they'll fly in to come and do these services and go back. They'll fly in to come and do this service, and many may adopt this place and decide to stay here and work for a long period.
Now, as Ghana prepares to go to the polls on December 7th, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu-Dampari, has affirmed the Ghana Police Service dedication to maintaining national peace before, during and after the December 7 presidential and parliamentary elections.
Speaking at the installment of a broadcast journalist, Isaac Boama Dako, as Maria Hini of Achim Adadientem, the IGP warned that any group or individual that attempts to disrupt the country's peace would be met with full force of the law. He underscored the police readiness to risk their lives if necessary to preserve stability for future generations. During the ceremony, the IGP also called for unity within Ghana's chieftaincy institutions to reduce the alarming number of chieftaincy disputes threatening the country's peace.
Akodrum pempenso bi lobia betwaso lobia ni hwa obetima ye ni nyina enti nipa bia ni hwa osumbo se ye nyina mfiri ho ni amfa nipa bi amfofra ma enye ye entinana ye de srem asem no hian pa e wa apato ye be ye from there ye be ye no wisi if you say ye mother achinti and I sebe ye free monso no ye kwa se ne be ya ye be ye nananom ababa ma ya kwa no mo de akọ mayen
Isaac Boama Daku, now known as Bafo Boama Daku, was officially installed as Maria Hene of Achim Adadientem pledged his support for community development. He also proposed establishing the festival to honor J.B. Dankwa, a prominent figure in Ghana's independence movement from Adadientem community.
Yes, I can't walk with young Castle. Bemo for real Santin, media, 1 year minipa. Bafo Boama Daku na ma rehi ne dia mempanasem abusia enyo man won po hi asem na won pe ne ajasefo asem a pe Adadientem asem sabe be ya o man no ebetumpon anfu bebra ba abata kunwan suko o man fa Adadientem anko that Adadientem guso wo ho. And so he banasi yantai na chi. Na yese o he we ndia me dia me ne nya fine me dia me panasam na we na me panasam ne adia. Ya man no ebebo.
Berima Ofori Asante, chief of Achim Adadientem, appealed to residents both locally and abroad to contribute to community-initiated projects such as road construction, which will start soon as government has failed to construct the road.
And again, yeah, just about 2 years, now 2 years, I think you're possible. But the woman said, so who will say that? That's so. That's so more you. Afraid. And I said, to very people evident.
Still on chieftaincy relating matters, the Lashikite Adorkor IV has clarified issues about the La Traditional Council's operation. In a press conference, he denied claims of blocking certain chiefs from joining the council and refuted allegations of illegal land deals. Addressing the La Trade Fair land, he rejected claims of receiving 1 million Ghana cedis instead of pushing for fair compensation. He challenged accusers to provide proof for the allegations.
They quoted the law and then explained it in different terms. They said things that were actually not true. Example, saying that the Traditional Council should file accounts with the Registrars General every year, which is not so. They didn't support it with any law. In saying that, why I said they contradicted themselves was that they said the Traditional Council is a statutory body. Statutory bodies do not file accounts at the Registrars General's Department. They also said that it is not members of the Traditional Councils and the Regional House of Chiefs who sit on the judicial committees of Traditional Councils and the Regional House, which is also false. They also said that we do not have a judge for our judicial committee and that we should have a judge, which is also false. Concerning trade fair compensation, they said I accepted 74 million Ghana cedis, which was also false, and that the Traditional Council has been given 1 million Ghana cedis, which is also false. We played what I said, and it became clear that all that they were saying were not true. They went ahead to call for accountability. I am saying that we are not against accountability. by all those who have managed or have been in charge at any time or the other, one time or the other, managed land affairs, whether overseeing land, working at the beach, should all account. They shouldn't pick and choose that we should only account for things that are in accordance with customary law and the statutes of the state. And we should speak the truth. We shouldn't attack characters. Instead of going into things to ascertain the true facts, we just speak. And it has manifested in what the Abese people did and what we also did some weeks back. That most of the things that they said are not right. It is just an attack on my position. We use documents that predated them. And instead of them learning to know what has gone on, they just get up and then talk to confuse and mislead people so that people will rise up against us. And I don't think misinforming people to incite them will help their cause. That is not going to help their cause. As I said, they should follow law and due process to address issues than to engage in peddling falsehood and personal attack.
You're still watching News Hour here on TV Africa. We are streaming live on Facebook at TV Africa Ghana. Let's go for a quick breather. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back from that quick breather. You're still watching News Hour here on TV Africa. Let's continue in some other stories. Former First Lady Lordina Mahama has donated medical equipment and supplies to the Tusigu Health Center in Tamale North. Efforts to improve healthcare accessibility and patient comfort in underserved areas, former First Lady Lordina Mahama has donated medical equipment and supplies to the Tishigo Health Center in Tamale North constituency. Through the Lordina Foundation, she provided items including 10 hospital beds, 2 delivery beds, overbed tables, wheelchairs, a fridge, baby cots, grips, cut, gloves, strings, and other medical essentials to support the facility's operation. During her visit, Mrs. Mahama addressed community leaders and the health center staff, emphasizing the importance of accessible, quality healthcare. She noted that this contribution aimed to enhance comfort and care for patients at the facility, highlighting her commitment to making healthcare more equitable for all Ghanaians.
That everyone, no matter where they live, deserves the highest quality healthcare. Our rural communities face unique challenges. The distance they have to travel to receive medical care, the limited resources at these rural health care facilities, and sometimes lack of health care professionals are all a challenge to their health and well-being. By equipping our local clinics with these essential supplies, we are taking a meaningful step towards bridging this gap. We are working to make healthcare not a privilege for a few, but a right for everyone. As we move forward
let's remember that this is the beginning. Every donation, every act of kindness creates waves of change that is essential to rebuilding our country. I encourage each of you to keep supporting healthcare initiatives. Raise your voices and work towards making healthcare accessible for all.
Away from the former First Lady, a peace campaign by the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council leaders urge a peaceful, corruption-free December elections. The National Chief Imam spokesperson and the Electoral Commission emphasized religious unity and fair voting, while the GPCC's General Secretary urged political parties, media and the public to avoid divisive actions that could heighten tensions. The Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council (GPCC) held a peace campaign launch in Accra under the theme "Let Peace Prevail," focusing on promoting unity and non-violence ahead of the upcoming Ghanaian elections. The initiative was organized in collaboration with the Christian Council of Ghana, the National Association of Charismatic Christian Churches, and the Office of the Chief Imam, which aims to encourage citizens and political leaders to maintain a peaceful environment during the electoral process. The campaign includes commitments from political parties and independent candidates to prioritize peace. The vice presidential candidate for New Patriotic Party (NPP), Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, says the NPP has been and will remain peaceful before, during and after the elections.
We of the NPP have always been resolute in our conviction that the peace of this country is more important and is paramount, and that an election campaign is a contest of ideas in the quest of the people's mandate to form a government and lead this country. Our flag bearer has always embodied this important principle, and we will continue in this spirit. We've spoken a lot, and I think that it is time for us to put words into action. Let us sign the peace accord to demonstrate that we mean what we say.
Meanwhile, former President John Dramani Mahama made reference to 2020 elections violence, where 8 persons lost their lives.
Many of us remember the tragic events of the 2020 elections, where 8 innocent Ghanaians, some of them just teenagers, lost their lives. These were our citizens with families and dreams for the future. This violence was unprecedented in our democratic history. And yet it happened, reminding us that peace can be a very fragile commodity and must never be taken for granted. The seeds of the 2020 violence were sown in the events of the Awasu West Wagomba election, where state-sponsored thugs, dressed in police uniforms, assaulted a member of parliament who is here with us today, and fired gunshots, injuring and maiming several unarmed and innocent people. Despite a Commission of Inquiry's report, the perpetrators continue to walk free.
Now APC Hassan Ayariga committed his party to peace as well.
But it is time to make a change.
Let's now do some other stories where Queen Mother of Otuase, Nana Awo Abuama, in the Ayensuano district of the Eastern region has called on the Inspector General of Police, George Akufu Dampari, to, as a matter of urgency, equip security personnel in the Ayensuano district to help fight illegal sun-winning activities.
According to the Queen Mother, police personnel in the area lack logistics to combat criminal activities of illegal sand winners who are forcefully taking over properties of farmers in the area. The Queen Mother was speaking to the media in an interview in the community when some land guards stormed the community some days ago to win sand illegally in the community. According to the Queen Mother, the activities of the sand winning has destroyed properties, including farm produce. She blamed the chief of the community, Nana Kwesi, for supporting illegal aliens in the community, which is affecting development in the area. She therefore called on government and IGP to come to their aid to provide them with security to help fight illegal sand winning.
Onono on supporting anuetu ewo ochiman mu na anuetu a womatu oto ase edi sunsanso bebre aba na se moto wani na mo hwe maachi ha nkrofo nuaba nkrofo adan a wosi wo a womatwa won adwuru agu na sanyama we nyina emfa nkoso animpuntu emma eye otoasemai ana edi basabasa yenso ereba se anopai mama ameso ano fiti enra ebepem ena anopai a ebia na nanka ne ebesi no enye na ne ameka kakra ma omanfo nso aso atene se emi se eye mehene no ene nipadom bi ede eyo sagefo amoetiofo penidi.
Some farmers and victims also spoke to the media and expressed worry about the destruction of lands in the area.
Omoba betu anua. Anaju deswom Friday, Saturday I mache. Mon crying. Mon frem senkrofo bi wo nwremu a etu anua seriously. Free police apparently now it was quite late nya support. Yempo anua no wo betu. Tinabaya biesa ni anan de me nai wo baha wo de nkrofo a wo kura tuo ni ade anajofa midnight no ye sade tia de sre ni se minim asama ye bisa ni se wotu anua modalities ni ho wo fa ni sen nhihai ben ena wa anua tu no mi amigina obi ama mehu me otu ma anua so me ba ya sebe wantumi anka bibia ankyere me na ye te omamu ni ye se ha eye minim sa yensu anede nka ye food basket na be bia dua na afa yetu anwani na akwa he ne be dua ye aduan ne enya aduane bia di
ntonton ko sida meba mo bia ntwa nkwa asenso ko tu nwa biem onto se minim ni be sia na enuanom yehu de be ye ate mo ho ase ko sia de on ba brutally won sa be se no mo de so ba se no okọ priestess so won friend na o se minam si onkutu omutwa anuano na aye ba ko. From
the eastern region, let's now go to the upper east region, where the Nyaringa Road has been a death trap for road users since time immemorial, but it has been used as a political tool for winning elections. The road is one of the major ones in the upper east region that connects 6 major communities to the regional capital, Bolgatanga.
These 6 communities are mostly farmers, and as we all know, agriculture plays a significant role in our nation's development. One of the ways to boost agriculture is to create accessibility for farmers to easily transport their produce to the nearest cities for good market. Residents in the community called for an improvement of the road network in the Upper East region to facilitate and accelerate the development of the area. Added that the region had been neglected and discriminated against in the area of road construction and called for fairness and equity in sharing of national resources.
I'm Christopher. I'm a Kandu driver from Boka to Soko. Indeed, the road is very, very risky to us. In the process of driving, we face so many challenges on the way. The bridges are uncompleted. Even sometimes to climb the bridge, sometimes your motor will even cease and you have to come back before resparking it again.
Roads are a major input in the production and distribution of virtually every commodity and service, be it agriculture, education, and healthcare. According to some residents of Nyarega, as a farming community has come of age to still access deplorable roads upon several submitted complaints to past and present leadership of the country. They are therefore appealing to the government for a permanent solution to the road condition.
In fact, we are really facing a very tough difficulty on our road. In fact, even sometimes when you finish driving, you get to the house, the following day you can't even wake up due to some body pains and so many things. In fact, we are really facing a challenge on the road. Thank you.
You're still watching News Hour here on TV Africa. It's time for business, but let's go for a quick breather. We'll be right back.
Madam Hisense in you. Me woman dear. A check croy. Everything 28 October. I come in 8 November. A Hisense fridge promo. So we Ghana had here. I found the fridge here. Hisense and Kwan the one who do 35. Hisense never fiyashi. And about hot direct. A papa. A chair. A fair. And Kania. A one so. A cool. Hisense and Kwan. And out of free. You about 5 years manufacturer defect warranty. Say a 5-bedroom house. Adult apartment. School. Office. Restaurant. And a cold. Hisense for fridge. Yeah, to serve. I'm a review. Every 20 October. I'm coming 8 November. Bora Hisense showroom. Yeah, that's quite good. Dear. Hisense. Everyday prices for every default.
The 5 kg of rice has moved from 25 cedis to 165. Oh.
Hey! Boss, cement moved from 24 cedis to 105 cedis now. Hey!
The kenke is 5 cedis. The fish I have 10, 15 and 20 cedis. Which one do you want?
Hey!
Stop the A.
Hey!
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Ready for something refreshing and great tasting? For your kids' enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
For your graduation enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
Beach hangout?
Angel Cola.
For all your refreshing moments?
Angel Cola.
For your parties, get-togethers, events and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola.
Radio Grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you. Enjoyment Cola.
Angel Cola.
The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA approved.
Casemiro into the penalty area. Shot comes back in. What a finish.
Welcome back from that quick breather. Let's now do some business news. In a bold assurance to Ghanaians, Alan Chairman team pledged to stabilize the economy and reduce the exchange rate to below 5 cedis if elected as president. Let's take a look.
In his speech after the walk, Alan identified 4 major problems facing the nation: unemployment, corruption, galamsey, and the ailing economy. He assured the crowd that comprehensive solutions to these issues are embedded in his Great Transformational Plan, GTP, positioning it as the only detailed, pragmatic blueprint aimed at tackling the root causes of these challenges. Alan noted that he stands apart as the sole politician who has boldly presented practical solutions to Ghana's most pressing issues, further building confidence among supporters.
It is not going to solve your problem. Yes, it has said you are frustrated. I can't listen to people why are you so trouble? But what is going to help you is to bring Alan to become the next president. Number one, enum na me ba ya abo am the guy the economy yes it has some say Alan is going to fix the economy.
Yes
so say you see dollar any cedi no 17 mama cedi anywhere go as yes and now dollar yes it's on for 16.5 cedis 70 I do 70 by the time I got to about I do 20 cedis and I'm saying the dollar will exchange for not more than 5 cedis.
Touching on his plans to empower the youth, Alan expressed concern over the high youth unemployment rate, which has forced many into illegal mining, commonly known as galamsey. He promised to create pathways for young Ghanaians to enter responsible small-scale mining through legal channels. He added that the government would provide mining equipment and machines on a work and pay basis, allowing young entrepreneurs to establish themselves in the sector. The former Trade and Industry Minister outlined policies aimed at enabling young people to establish their own businesses. Alan assured the public that his government would support young entrepreneurs with funding, business development training, and access to grow their enterprises.
MPP ní MDC Parliament wọ́n tọ́kọ̀ sí ọ̀ yìí na ẹ̀fìn the constitution mẹ́bà mẹ́mí àṣìṣà constitution wọ́n sẹ́ yàrá ìfọ̀ àyèmánu àṣàfọ̀ mùsùlùmáàfọ̀ businessmen farmers fishermen ọmọ àyẹ̀wò ọmọ káwọn ẹ̀yẹ politicians ń wọ́n ẹ̀kú màá yẹn mẹ́bà mẹ́sísà constitution and we have a second chamber. We have a second chamber. Oh, we are Antabiro. 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 And right there, you will say we are not brave. And we will not be see her say. Now, they are not the person with the catwalk. Any that I'm saying myself. I'm the only leading figure in politics in Ghana. I'm making a 10-point action plan to stop the.
Let's now do some sports stories. United Nations COP29 summit this month, women in Senegal took to the streets of Dakar on Saturday to demand climate justice. Attended by some 50 climate activists, they are seeking protection of the country's resources and calling for a decarbonized future. This year has seen record-breaking floods in Senegal affecting tens of thousands of people and damaging more than 1,000 hectares of crops in the north and east of the country. The activists say the country responsible for greenhouse gas emissions on Africa for the suffering caused by the effect of climate change. That's how we draw curtains on News Hour here on TV Africa, the talking drum of Africa. My name remains Adorkor. See you tomorrow.